Hi guys, my name is Elena. Welcome back to my channel. So this week I am making a cute gingham, of course, ruffle shirt. I'm going to show you how to do it, all the steps, and you can make one just like it. So to start, this is the pattern that I'm using. It's McCall's M7900. I saw it at the store and just thought it was so cute. So I went ahead and cut all of the pieces out, and then I am just starting to put in the darts on the front bodice pieces and then also the back bodice pieces. So I'm just kind of folding it where that dart should go and then lining up with the pattern piece, putting my pins through the little marks on the pattern so I know where to sew along, and I'm doing the same exact thing on the back piece, and then you can sew it. And I find it's best to kind of pinch it up, as you can see I'm doing here, and just come right on and then come right off. Once you have the darts in, you can put your front pieces to your back pieces. So you will go ahead and pin at the shoulder seams and the side seams, and then you can also go and sew along. I think the best thing about this shirt, besides the fact that I'm making it gingham, are all of the ruffles. So here I am sewing our neck ruffle piece at the sides, right sides together, and then I am doing my gathering stitch all along the top. Ran out of bobbin. So yeah, if you don't know me or haven't seen my previous videos, I have a thing with running out of bobbin thread. I don't know what it is, but I don't know, I think it's just a curse. I always run out of bobbin thread at like the worst times, and I never realize it until at the very end. Yeah, it's rough. But here is the result of the gathering stitch after I refilled my bobbin, and I'm just going ahead and ironing that so it will sit a little bit more flat, and then I am making the ruffle for the waist. So in my case, I didn't have enough fabric to do one super long ruffle, so I have 3 different pieces. I am just pinning them together and sewing those pieces together, right sides together, and then you can iron open the seam allowance and then do a double folded hem at the bottom so that we have a nice finished crisp hem at the bottom of our shirt. Once you like how it's sitting, you can do a normal straight stitch all along, and do try to get your stitch as close to that fold as you can. It will make it look very professional and cute. And here it is. Gotta love a double folded hem. So here I am just doing the same exact thing as I did for the previous ruffle. I am doing 2 long basting stitches so that I can gather. If you were interested in learning more about gathering, you can go watch a previous video of mine where I walk you through how to do all of the steps, and I walk you through some explanation as well. So I'll link it down below and also put a card at the top. Once your ruffles are done, it is time to actually attach them. So I went ahead and put my waist ruffle all along the waist and pulled on that gathering stitch and eased it in, and then I pinned it on and did a straight stitch with my normal seam allowance just to make sure it's all nice and secured. Then you can do the same exact thing for that neck ruffle. I seriously love this one. It's so cute and tiny. I really like how it turned out. There are 2 little marks on that pattern to tell you where to start and stop that ruffle. And then the next thing is to put on our neck facing. So it's in 3 different pieces, kind of like how that front ruffle was. So I'm just sewing those pieces all together so it can be one continuous piece. Then I went and matched up those corners on the front because this is kind of a squared neck look. And then I just sandwiched that ruffle in between so that when you flip the facing out, the ruffle will be sandwiched in between 2 nicely finished hems. Go ahead and just do your normal straight stitch with your normal seam allowance to secure that, and once you poke it right sides out, you can always go back and pick out any of those previous basting stitches, so don't be afraid to be consistent with your seam allowance all the way along. So just like we sandwiched that top neck ruffle in between, we're going to do the same thing on our waist. So I'm just folding in my waist ruffle and then sewing my normal seam allowance to attach the facing at that waist so that when I flip it out, we'll have a really nice place so that we can put our button in, and there it is. It's all nice and finished and it looks perfect. At this time, I'm also noticing that my neck ruffle is kind of sticking out a little bit weird, so I'm just doing an understitch and I'm stitching my facing to the seam allowance. So you can't really see it on the outside, but it just will help it sit a little bit more straight when I'm wearing it. And because this is the cutest shirt ever, it obviously has a puff sleeve. So you are going to take your sleeve pieces, do a long basting stitch at the top, and then yank like you've never yanked before so that you can get that nice, cute, gathered puff at the shoulder. Once you've done that, you can put it right sides together, sew along the armpit, and then go ahead and finish off that sleeve. I just did a double folded hem like usual. I think it looks really nice. After that, you can secure your sleeve to your bodice. I typically like to put them right sides together at the side seams and match those and nest it, and then flip over the bodice and then continue going all the way around. And then at this point you can do your normal straight stitch and sew with your normal seam allowance, and do make sure to take out all of your pins along the way. You don't want to accidentally run one over and break a needle. Trust me, I've done it, it's not fun. Because this is a puff sleeve, I am using elastic to cinch in along the bicep. I just measured a piece of elastic that fit comfortably around my bicep, that made it so that it was kind of snug but not too tight, and then I'm just securing it with a little zigzag stitch so it won't come undone. I'm slipping it over my sleeve on the wrong side and pinning on the bottom, and then just stretching it and pinning it on the other side so that I have kind of a gauge, and it will help stay straight as I go and sew along. Do make sure that you line it up so it is parallel and nice and straight, and then I'm just using a zigzag stitch and stretching my elastic and fabric so it's tight, and this way it will be nice and stretchy, but also I think it will look very nice on the outside. Once you've done that, the only thing left are buttons. I measured the length from the top to the bottom and divided it by how many buttons I wanted. You could do 5. I had 6 that I wanted to use, so I just marked about 2.5 inches down with a little piece of chalk, and then I am just making buttonholes on each one of those. And I do have a video all about this if you want to go check it out. It will tell you everything you need to know. Also, be sure to do a test buttonhole, not on this fabric, just to make sure that it will fit the buttons that you have. And then I am just marking the center of each buttonhole so that I can sew on each button. And here is the finished look. I'm so happy with how it turned out. It's so cute. I feel like a cute little cowgirl, and I'm living out my gingham dreams in this cute ruffle top. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.